Hello, fire signs. Welcome to Flameborn Rebel Tarot. Good to have you here. So these readings I'm going to group into the signs. You know, fire signs, water signs, air signs, earth signs. So anyway, I'm still kind of going on the same premise that I did before, but I'm going to call this the hot tea, because it's just going to be, you know, a short reading, energy reading, and it's going to come from the tea. So we will pull one card, or however many cards come out at the same time. Usually that's okay. If I feel like it's okay, then if two come out, three, whatever, then we'll go from there. But I still do the same thing, where I tune into the energy of whichever sign. So right now we're doing the fire signs. And when I tuned in, I cleared everything, cleared all the energy, and what I was feeling, because I did the bowl. I did the singing bowl. And it's different like every time that I do it. Sometimes it comes in strong, sometimes I can't do it at all. I can't. But tonight, when I was tuning into this energy, it was very strong. Like, I only had to, you know, hit it a few times to clear the energy, and then after that, when I was getting the frequency, it was like immediately just high, just loud, like really loud. And that does not happen all the time. So immediately I knew, like, the energy for fire signs is strong right now. And then when I was channeling the things that I got, it was like, no dimming our light. We can reignite quickly right now. So the way I see that is, like, nothing's going to stop us. Like, we have that momentum, we have that power right now, fire signs, to where we can manifest and we can make things happen right now. Nobody's going to dim our light. It's just not going to happen, because it's too bright and too powerful right now. And the next thing that I channeled was feeling in our power. I'm a fire sign too, so that's why I'm like putting myself in with this, because I'm an Aries. So I'm kind of combining me with what I'm getting here. We're feeling in our power. We're feeling like leaders, which is what we're meant to do, what we're meant to be. We're feeling the call is another thing. Feeling that calling to actually be a leader and be confident in what we know and what we have to share, and recognize that that means something, and that we are leaders. And yeah, we're feeling the call. We're feeling the call because we know that we're supposed to be, that we're destined to be. We have a mission, and nobody's gonna dim our light. And if they try to, we can just, boom, reignite it like that. Even if anybody tries to dim it, which they will, because the more powerful you are, the more you remember, the more you feel your power and what your birthright is, the more that someone's going to try to dim your light. But with what I'm feeling is that nobody can. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because there will be those that try. There will be those energies that try. Because they know what we are capable of. And so they'll try to dim our light. But it's not going to happen. And then the next thing I got, and this, I'm not sure exactly what this means, but, and it might seem dark, but it was leaving carnage and laying waste. Which really I just feel like has to do with our power and what we can do, what we could do if we wanted to. But I feel like that has to do with obliterating the things, you know, the bad thoughts, the self-deprecating thoughts, the hopelessness thoughts. We're laying waste to that. We're blowing that up because it's not right. It's illusion. It's not truth. And so we're laying waste to that. To the lie. To the illusion. To the non-truth of what people are trying to preach to us. And I also heard that. I felt that. That people are trying to preach to you. Tell you the way things are. But you already know the way things are. Because your intuition is very strong. Your energy is strong. Your power is strong. So why are these people preaching to you? Because they feel your power, they know your power, and it frightens them. So that's why they preach to you. But it's not a kind of preaching that you should be listening to. I already know you don't like it. You don't like it. I just looked down and read in my book, and it says, trying to test you and sway your beliefs. I hadn't even read that yet. Haven't even looked at this since I finished channeling and came over here. And that's what it says. Trying to test you and sway your beliefs. What are your beliefs? How steadfast are you in your beliefs? Because something is trying to test you and sway your beliefs. Maybe you've been having a little bit of problems with that lately, to where you're feeling tested and you're questioning yourself, you're questioning your heart, you're questioning your intuition and what you know to be true, and thought you had already figured out that it was true, and then something's testing that. Something that you've already figured out. And you just knew. It's one of those just know things. But something or someone is testing that, and your resolve in that. creating distractions. That's the next thing I got. So I feel like there's some kind of energy that's creating, well, obviously creating distractions. When you start figuring something out for yourself, you're figuring out a truth for yourself. All of a sudden there's like something happens, some kind of distraction happens and takes you away from the learning and the knowing that you just had. I don't know what that distraction is, but I think that whatever the energy is or the entity is knows that that will be a distraction for you. And so whatever it is, it's like being done on purpose, because they know that whatever this is will distract you from your beliefs and from your power and your faith. I feel like y'all are having also strong visions right now. Even if you've never experienced them before, like maybe you had your first one and you realized what it was. You realized that it was a vision and you've never had one before. Or there's been a little bit of like a break in your spiritual work, your connections, you know, all of that stuff. Like maybe there's been a little bit of a disconnect lately, a little bit of like, you know, a void or an absence of all of that. But so either it's that and you recently or you are going to very soon have a strong vision, because I know that you'll have visions. So either it's you haven't before and now you're either going to have your first one, or you haven't in a long time and now you're going to have like the rebirth of your strong visions again. And yeah, that's going to happen soon, whichever one you are. Or if you have been continuing to have them and you're so far along in your journey that you know what they are and you have them, well, they're going to get stronger. Even if they have always been there, they're going to get even stronger. Fire signs. So be paying attention to your dreams, to your thoughts, to your visions when you meditate, you know, all of that stuff. And I also feel like I think this is what they're telling us for guidance and like to be helpful for us right now, is that we need to do like some fire rituals, because our power is like so strong right now that we need to use that fire energy to create change, to create something good. We need to bring all of that in, like all of us fire signs, like combine that energy together and do some kind of fire ritual. And then I heard, I'm still not sure really how to pronounce this, but Samhain, I don't know. Everybody tells me like a different way to pronounce it, but you know what I'm talking about, which is going on right now. I don't know. I feel like that's just part of something, like part of the energy that we need to tune into right now for answers, for guidance, and all the things. So, anyway. The readings that I thought were going to be like 2 minutes long already we're at like over 14. So anyway, I still want to get a card for y'all for the hot tea. Actually, let me shuffle them a little more. One more time. Pull one card from What's the Tea, because this is, there we go, the hot tea. And this is interesting, fire signs. I'm actually a little perplexed for the first time with the card that came out. Stalker. Stalking, watching, obsessed. Give me just a second. There's something that's shielding this. Because normally I would have gotten something by now, but I haven't. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what this energy is, or this person, or whatever this is. It's something that's powerful enough to shield themselves from me and the energy. Although I got that it's happening, I can't tune into why or I apologize. I'm blocked. But just this card coming out, it's making me think maybe we need some clarification on this. I think, though, that it has something to do with the strength of our energy right now. That leader, that going back to that. So when you have that energy of making a change, being a leader, being the difference, anything negative around is going to sense that and want to stifle that, right? So obviously there are entities watching us right now because they know our power. That's what this is. That's what this is. So we have all of these, whatever evil or negative things are happening, they're watching us right now. They're the stalkers. They're stalking. They're watching. They're obsessed because they don't want us to come into all of our power. That's what it is. Yeah, exactly. There's these watchers that I don't know how they do it or how they feel it, if it's a frequency, if they can feel our frequency as star children or old souls. lots of past lives, like the bloodlines. But can they sense it? Can they feel it? Because when they do, and they sense us getting, you know, closer to being into our power and remembering who we are, that's these ones, they watch all the time. And then those are the ones, that's the energy. Because they feel that they're always there. It's a bad energy. But they can't stop us. They can't. But yeah, they're always there watching and reading our energy. The people who are powerful, that can actually make changes in the universe, in the frequency of the universe. The starborn, the flameborn. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep getting things. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. And I got the tea. Okay. If there's anything I think of later, or something that comes to me other than what I got for us, I will let you know, and I will post something else. But I don't know. Energy is kind of weird and crazy and strong tonight, so I'm just going with it and what I hear. All right. You guys have a good night.